Science, and especially scientists, has never been apolitical. We all have our own biases, beliefs, and backgrounds that kind of bring us to our present day selves and how we kind of view the world and the things that we value. But something that we can all agree on, that if you start a scientific experiment and then you stop it midstream, there are going to be big consequences for that. And we have to think about what happens when you add politics within the scientific process in the grant writing and distribution process. The reason I bring this up is because of this right here. Recently, in a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court decided to let the Trump administration cut $783 million of research funding to kind of align with the anti-DEI push that this administration has claimed has been integrated all throughout science, saying that we have foundational DEI in our processes and that must be eliminated. And so I've gone on and on about how I believe that this is incorrect, how I think that the scientific community does not reflect the American population, which is why there were initiatives that were under the DEI headline that hope to kind of increase the diversity of the scientific workforce so that reflects the people that we are serving a little bit more. Now, the Trump administration and all of the people that he has put throughout HHS, NIH, EPA, and others have this agenda where they believe that DEI is a bad thing and that it is anti-scientific. And so right now, we are seeing some of the consequences of this political agenda. Again, a project that is stopped midstream means that you have to often close up labs. People are being fired at universities all across the nation because now there's no money to pay their positions, and then we do not know what the future of the NIH holds. But I want to kind of highlight some things that I think are a signal of the lack of innovation and investment in the future that this current NIH infrastructure is enabling. And so this program right here is the NIH's Early Independence Award, which is called the DP5 mechanism. So it was something that was established in 2011. And it's for some of the most promising scientists who, when you're in a PhD program, typically if you want to stay within academia, you go from a PhD to a postdoc or a appointment that's another training position, and then you go on to your faculty position. And so the DP5 is a grant that is supposed to accelerate people through this process and say, hey, this person has a promising idea in their training stage. They can skip the secondary training stage and then move on to faculty. And then so you can see right here that due to administrative changes in funding opportunities, processes, and delays in approvals, the FY 2026 Early Independence Award funding opportunity will not go forward. And so they're saying, like, hey, we're gonna try to do this in 2027. But again, what are you gonna do in the interim if you're a researcher who maybe had their grants terminated? Maybe they're trying to figure out whether or not there's even gonna be NIH funding in the future, and you're hearing rhetoric that we care about young researchers, we care about innovation, but programs are being cut midstream. It's ridiculous.